welcome out to Daft Gamecraft, rocking the old school skin again because the Halloween holiday is over. Quick zip through video, fast forward style of the build of the villager zombie generator and the chutes to bring them in, and then we'll just do commentary over. So let's get going. Okay, I forgot to film the creation of the actual spawner box, but it's a 9x9 box, so it's not terribly weird. And it's fun that we got to build everything on the surface, you know, as opposed to having to work blind like you normally do. I actually built all the lighting just by standing up on the ground. So it's a 9x9 room, basic stuff. We're going to build the lifts up in the corners over here, and have the water flow off of the lifts. We need a water source. I had a few extra redstone lamps, so I set them up on the roof. Covered everything, I guess, mostly for aesthetics, but I don't know, this game does need some kind of a thief character that can come in and mess with your stuff. That's the drop chute that's going to bring us the zombies. These are the platforms that the water flows off of. Once you build those, that's going to give you your target point, which is right here. And you can get down in there and clean that up as I did. And we'll put in a fence post and lift system just like before. The water flows down on top of the fence post. It forces the mobs to jump. And then in jumping, they bump into that column of rising water that's going to come off of that soul sand there. So we're just testing. I should end up landing on top of the soul sand. There's my jump, and there I am. So if there was a bubble column here, you'd have me jump and hit it. So let's put some signs in, throw a bucket of water down, and double check that this part is working. So you drift in, same old, drop down, hit the fence post, and boom, up you go. Okay, so from there on up, we can build a, to brick it out because it's terrible to get rid of soul sand water once you've done it. So we can brick it out, block it out, and get our tree column of signs going up. The reason I do that is that if you put see where these signs are, if we just filled that in with block, the rising mobs would eventually bump their head and they would just build up one on top of the other. So you need to go up so that they can fall down 22 blocks, the mobs that is, and take the double hit damage. It's double hit for zombies because they start out with an extra half a heart. If I was doing this for an XP generator, I'd incorporate a slab into their fall, giving them that extra half a fall. It seems to work. But I didn't know how high to go with the lift chute until I knew how high to go with the drop chute. So we're going to go up exactly 22, connect over to our partly built lift chute, and then connect the two. Lots of colors, nothing matches the background. It's crazy, it's lazy, but it works. Once we get up here, we build the connecting chutes between the two. I super lucked out because it turns out to be exactly 8 blocks the water had to move from point A to point B, and I didn't even plan it that way. Look at that hideousness. Embrace the hideousness. Embrace it because it functions. I threw up a few random blocks to try and get rid of the column look. So I just kind of went around it, semi-connected it to itself, just hung garbage off of it. It did break it up, so it's not as such a vertical mess, basically. Okay, here's what we've got, basically. Part of why I built the device, our current chamber setup, I gave myself enough standoff. This is the water chamber that's going to lift them up. It's a super simple version of it. You can see I have the same problem here where my solution here was to create a drop because the water would only come out to about right here and then just stop. It's done this before, but I've always been able to work around it, but not this time. This is a temporary project. It's not permanent. I need villagers. That's all I need. So I got to cure zombies. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. This will do it. This is the mechanism that's going to help us push the zombies along. I could use water, but I still need some kind of a blocker to keep zombies in place. Okay, so maybe I should make these solid color. Okay, so the gray cubes are in place now. You can see that a villager or a zombie cannot get out of that little chamber. So we can sit here and kill zombies all day long, but once we've cured one and we wish to move him along, off he goes into the water. He'll go up into our transportation device, whatever that is. I haven't figured it out 100%. And he'll move along. In this case, down the void. There they go. So what's going on here? Pretty basic setup. The lever activates the piston and also sends a pulse down the line, where a redstone torch is keeping a piston in the block position. When we send a pulse down here, it'll turn that block on, which turns that off, thus bringing the piston back. Pretty basic redstone setup. This is how I'll build it when we do it in our world. We get it behind the wall here. Okay, same functionality. There we go. All right, so let's get busy doing this. All right, let's build the mechanism. No real reason to be fancy here. Okay. Okay. I do like the idea that it's clear. So now we need to go behind it. Shoot. Getting a little lag. This block here that block is our yes, that block is our releaser block. It pulls back to let the guys go up the chute, correct? Yes, because all of this is going to get covered. Okay. So we gotta go. Where are we at? We're off. Okay, so the piston needs to go in. Goofed up. Right, and I need a redstone torch. So I'm still goofing up. Oh wait, I think I can build a redstone torch. Maybe? Yes. No, I don't have a crafting table. Wait. Ah. Okay. Ah. Somehow knew that did not look right. Okay. All right. Pretty basic, ready to rock and roll. So, this becomes our water trough, right? They're gonna come down here, they'll be pushed, let's see. So they get pushed right to here. All right, okay, this is all water. Let's not box ourselves in yet. Fence post, I don't have a fence post. Joy, I also need soul sand. Suppose I should put a door on that. Okay, so we get started on the second column, which is just like the first column, which is just like every other lift column. And I came to the conclusion as I went up that I wanted to go as high as I reasonably could, at least as high as how many signs I had on me, because I can always drop down or just drop the zombies from whatever height I need to drop them from, the villagers. So there's no sense not going a little higher than may be necessary. I did a lot of math, tried to figure out exactly how high to get out exactly how far, and you know what? Never was able to reach a conclusion, so this is what we did. All right, so what you see there in the background is this thing completed. And we're not going to show that in this video because it's already long enough. And that's a whole nother story all in itself, is the construction of this waterway. You can hear it running below me. But we have our two towers coming up and forming a delivery system for the zombies once we cure them. As for curing them, well, we have, because look, there's a cat. Apparently, there's another cat. Apparently, when you have villagers, you get cats, which is, you know, weird. My previous village build didn't do that. So, we're going to go over how that happened, how we got to here, and what here looks like, and some other changes, including why this monstrous cement aqueduct is actually not a good idea. I don't recommend you do it. It functions wonderfully. I just think that material time-wise, man, I bit off a lot more than I could chew. Okay, thank you for watching this episode of Not So Daft Gamecraft. I have been Gossip. You've been great.